Hello and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be discussing condition types and to some extent the relationship between condition types and condition sets. This video at just over 4 minutes in length is going to be a little bit longer than some of the others in the series because we're going to illustrate the utility of condition types through an example that will be of particular benefit to most brokers. They'll see how to apply it in a practical way to their everyday transactions. Condition types, by definition, is the spot in BrokRBindr in which you define every possible document type that you might ever need for just about any transaction you have underway. And it is intended indeed to be quite comprehensive. It is in contrast to the condition sets, which are subsets of the condition types area. If you're creating a list of documents that you typically require on a pre-approval, you can select from the list those items that are necessary, and you'll remark that not all of them are selected. Where'd that list come from? The answer is indeed from the condition types. To make that point even more dramatically, we're going to take a case of an example of David Armstrong. He's got a file underway, a pre-approval on a purchase. He's got a property identified. He's got a mortgage being proposed. And David and his wife Sally have decided that they're going to need a third applicant to assist them with the transaction. That'll be Sally's father, Roger. So as they get in the conditions area, a number of documents have been identified as being required for the transaction, but we now need to also identify an income document, a T4 document for that third applicant. And so normally the broker in question would come to the conditions area and add that just one document from the drop-down list. This is referencing the condition types area, and you'll remark that there is not at present a T4 for a third applicant. It isn't an option to be able to include it. And that's validated by the fact that yes, we come out with the condition types, and indeed there is no T4 for a third applicant. So we're going to add one, and it's really very simple. We're going to click to add a condition type. We're going to give it a name, T4 for the third applicant. It will begin life as a document that is required from the applicant. It's something that has to be uploaded, and we're going to give it a description that will be visible to the borrower from his portal. So we're just going to give it a description. You can, of course, give it any description you like. And in just a few seconds, you've added that T4 for the applicant to the universe. I'm just going to refresh that at the page. And if we now scroll down here, you'll see that it's available in the library and accessible going forward to any transaction that might ever need it. By way of example, again, we're going to show that for the condition sets, we've already looked at that set of documents that this broker set up is typically being required for pre-approval on a purchase. You saw a moment ago that this option for a T4 for third applicant wasn't even an option. It didn't exist before. Now it does. It could be selected. We're not going to select it in this case because it isn't typically required. It certainly would be possible to include it however we wanted to. And if we go back to look at the specific case of Mr. Armstrong's application with his wife and his father-in-law, we're going to go to the conditions area. And now, having made the changes that we needed, we can add the condition document that we require, the T4 for the third applicant. And with just a couple of clicks, that document is now present in this file as it should be. So let it just refresh here, and you'll see that it's going to appear. So with just a few moments of effort, we've gone and created this item, and the transaction can proceed. So as you're beginning to use your BrokRBindr account, if you discover that that drop-down box is not providing you with the complete list that you really need, it's really that iterative work that you really want to be doing here in condition types to define that complete list of documents you're going to be needing for all your transactions. Do it once, and then ideally never really have to do it again. That concludes this video. If you have any questions, of course, at any time, please reach out to us. We are support@BrokRBindr.com. Thank you very much for listening. We'll look forward to hearing from you again.